swearing in. First, we're going to swear in the new councilman, Stephen Walden. Stephen, just a few words about Stephen. Stephen and I met, as a matter of fact, he was working on the finance committee in Saratoga Springs. After we went through a very difficult time in Saratoga Springs, we built a finance committee as a check and balance to the city, and actually to help us with some good advice. And it was really nice to have a lot of financial minds come together and say, okay, this is great, and oh, let's think outside of the box, let's look at some of these things. But it was such a comfort to us that we knew that financially we were doing the right things in the city. And I want you to know that it's not easy to put yourself out there. In Saratoga Springs, I don't know if you've seen what people get paid in Saratoga Springs as opposed to the rest of the cities in Utah. It's really nothing. You don't have enough to pay for a babysitter. You know, you have just enough to pay for gas and your car if you're driving back and forth, if that. And I just want you to know that Stephen Walden has been, he has proven that he was willing to work for the city in any way, shape, or form. And when he put his name on the ballot for the second time, obviously it was overwhelming that the residents knew that he was there to serve. And we're going to have Lori Yates come up. She's our city reporter, and she will be doing the swearing in for Stephen Walden.
I do, Stephen Walden, solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Utah. And I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
Now, of course, we couldn't let Stephen go without saying a few short words. So we're going to ask Stephen, as soon as he signs his life away for 4 years, if you would, no, you can't take it back, it's done.
Well, I didn't plan on saying anything, and I don't have anything prepared. But one of the things I thought of is, it was a fantastic experience running, and I had 3 people that awarded me tons. Number 1, my wife hates being the center of attention, but I'm going to call her out. Holly, stand up. I did that, which is going to be good. But during this running for campaign, we had a baby on July 24th, and she still kept with me. And then my 2 boys, Ethan and Jared, they're 7 and 5, and they walked with me side by side to deliver over 4,000 flyers. They got paid a little bit. Probably is not as much I would have to pay for some of you. They never complained once, and so I appreciate them tons. And I'm excited. You know, this is a wonderful nation to live in. It's a wonderful state. It's a wonderful city. And the thing that I look at, is it perfect? No. But my professional career has been not looking for problems, but looking to make good things better. And there's a lot of great things, and together in the city we can make good things that are here even better. We can do the same thing at our state and federal level, because we live in a wonderful place. And that's all I have to say. And thank you to Mila for her comments.
Okay, so, you know, obviously I didn't know I was going to do this, but, you know, I have to wing it, and I hope that Michael's okay with the story, because it's really quite funny. I remember running as mayor, and I remember just looking at who I would meet up with all the time. I bumped into 2 people all the time in like the same neighborhoods, and that was Jim Miller and Michael McCumber. And I was just like, okay, these guys are working hard, so I think that's great. It was funny, as we were campaigning, there were times where we'd be so tired it's snowing and it's cold out, and we call each other and say, okay, get up, let's go. And so it's one person helping the other person get up and really get out and speak to people. Well, there was one event where I became very fond of Michael, not just Michael, but his family. We were doing a Meet the Candidate at one of the schools, and there was this beautiful lady that was just walking around asking questions of the candidate. And she came over and kind of skipped over me, and I was just like, wait a minute. Hello, hi, I'm Mia. What's your name? She gave me her name, just her first name, and I said, so I see you've got a Michael pin on. Are you support? Do you have any questions for me? Where do you live? And she said, oh, up at Harvest Hills. And I said, the fruits or the spices? Anybody live in Harvest Hills? Okay, well, you know, fruits, spices, berries. I said, fruits or spices? And she's like, oh, I can't lie. I'm just Michael's mom, and I'm just listening to all the candidates. I'm just fine. I'm sorry. And I said, well, in that case, put on my pin. And it was just, I mean, seriously, this is not just a single event. This is a true family sacrifice where you get out there and you have to do everything. Michael has not just brought himself to serve, but he has Devin, and he has his family around, and his wife Brianna, who, gosh, I have to say, has just supported everyone, not just one person, but everyone in the city throughout this whole thing, and it takes so much sacrifice with families. Michael has always sat on the right side, and I have to tell you that I'm going to miss the conversations, the debates, and the respect that we have for one another. I mean, that will continue to go on, but I'm going to try not to get emotional, but I want you to know that guy puts his heart out there and wears it on his sleeve and is a soldier for this city, especially when it comes to budgeting. So, Michael, let's swear you back in.
I, Michael McComber, do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Utah, and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
Well, Michael, you know when you sign this, the residents own you for another 4 years.
I know, I stood up for it again. Well, I really am grateful to see so many people here that I've gotten to know and meet over the last 4 years and over the campaign this time around. It was fun getting to know Stephen a lot more this time, but I wasn't involved in the race that he ran 2 years ago. And was so grateful to see the kind of race that he ran. One of the things that I heard often during this campaign was how great all of the candidates were, and they really were. And I just had the utmost respect for everyone. And I just, you know, Chris as well. And I know I didn't see him here tonight, but I thanked him already for a great campaign, because it's a hard thing to do, to put your name out there. And when people treat you with respect in both ways, it makes it settle the real issues, and what we really were trying to do is make Saratoga Springs the best place. And one of the things that people ask me is, why would I do 4 more years? And a lot of it is because of the things that you learn, and you gain so much education and knowledge about budgets and all the different parts of how government works, that I felt that I needed 4 more years to be able to finish what I started. And I say just 4 more years because I'm a true conservative who believes in term limits. But I won't just go walking away. I will find somebody else who can take my place in 4 years, who will be able to continue to make Saratoga Springs so beautiful. As you drove in, you know why. And couldn't have asked. I mean, that windstorm the other night scared the crud out of me, but look how beautiful it is now, because we can see all the beautiful lights across the lake. I wouldn't be able to be standing here today if it wasn't for my sweet wife right there, Brianna McComber, who Kennedy and Sterling. They helped quite a bit on my campaign as well. And then, Stephen, you're going to have to learn to be a little bit tighter in your budgets. You're going to be on the city council because I didn't pay any of my volunteers. I have my parents and siblings, and they all worked for free. I think I got you guys a donut once, maybe.
They got paid with ice.
Oh, icy. See, that's smart right there. No, I just, people often tease me I'm tight with budgets, but you know what? Saratoga Springs has, for the last 2 years, I believe, maybe even 3, we received from a non-partisan watch group that watches governments, local, state, and federal, both all of Canada and the United States. They recognize strong budgeting and good fiscal management, and Saratoga Springs has won that award from that watch group for the last 3 years. And that is something that we worked really hard. Jim and I really, for that first year, was sort of brutal trying to get everything in order and budget-wise and just understanding. And we just could not be happier with where we are going as a city and with the staff and all that they have done. And I'm looking forward to sitting next to you or somewhere up there. I'm not sure how we're going to be doing the seating yet, but very excited to be able to support my friend, Mayor-elect Jim Miller, and I can't wait to be able to see him sitting up there and chairing this council for the next 4 years. And I just want to thank all of you for all of your love and support, and thank you very much.